So, hey friends, uh, today we will do some GK, general knowledge related stuff. So, some important information we will share, and this information would help you to do number of things which you are doing. So, let's get started, friends. So, since 1991, the question hour has become one of the most visible aspects of the parliamentary functioning. So, first you have to understand that why 1991? Because from 1991 the broadcasting began, and from 1991 the question hour became a very integral, very important part and the most visible aspects of the whole parliamentary functioning. So in question hour is where they ask questions, so it has become the most visible, which people really watch, people really listen to this hour, because they know that questions are asked by the opposite party and the parties have to answer. So this has become very important. Now, what is 0 hour? 0 hour is a time when members of parliament can raise issues of urgent public importance. So something which is very urgent and which cannot wait, those things are handled in the 0 hour. Something which is very urgent and which is of public importance, so those things are handled in the 0 hour. Now an interesting question comes, that why is it known as 0 hour? Now it is known as 0 hour because this begins at 12 noon. That is the reason it is known as 0 hour. And this 0 hour begins after the end of question hour and before the regular business, before the next hour begins. In between, from 12 noon, this 0 hour begins, when something which is very urgent and of public importance, that could be discussed. Now, there have been reports that Instagram has been spying on its users. Now, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so its parent company is Facebook, and there have been reports that it is spying on people who are posting their pictures and using Instagram for posting all their pictures, and Instagram has been spying on them. So privacy has remained more of a myth because of these kind of news. Another thing is, in the year 2020, government announced NEP. NEP is the National Education Policy. Now, this National Education Policy was launched in the year 2020, and one of the most important target of NEP is to increase the gross enrollment ratio, that is GER, in higher education to 50%. That means more number of people should enroll for higher education, and the target is to make it 50% by 2035. Now, this is what has been said by the President of India, Ram Nath Kovind. So he said the idea is that the gross enrollment ratio, especially in the higher education, has to be 50% by 2035. Another important news which comes from the space is that the first possible survivor planet found orbiting white dwarf star. Now, the astronomers have found that this could be the first intact planet orbiting a white dwarf, and it is sun-like star. So it is a star which is kind of looks like sun, and the researchers also estimate that the possible planet must have originated at least 50 times away from its present location. So now let's come to sports. In sports, the IPL 2020 is taking place, and some of the important things which has come in this 2020 game of IPL is that the Jordan, who went for 30 runs, has equaled Ashok Dinda's last over against Mumbai Indians in 2017. So this 20th over, Jordan comes from Delhi steam, and his performance has been understood to be very good. Now there is a 768-page book written by Barack Obama and is named as A Promised Land, and this book will be out on 17 November. And Barack Obama has been termed as the most literary president since Abraham Lincoln, and he has already written two highly praised million-selling copies of, one is Dreams from My Father and the second is The Audacity of Hope. So already he has written two books and he has been termed as the most literary president since Abraham Lincoln. RBI announced that they have no plans, no decision to discontinue printing of 2000 notes, which means the 2000 note which is being printed, that will continue to be printed, and RBI has no plans to discontinue the 2000 note. There's no plan to discontinue it, which means 2000 note will still be printed the way it has been done earlier. And it was only that due to the pandemic, because when everything stopped, everything had stopped, so even the printing of notes had stopped, but that was only temporarily. Otherwise, the printing will again continue. Another important information is, like, we humans feel lethargic, we also show disinterest in certain things. Similarly, pets also do the same. They also feel lethargic in certain things, when they want to, then they show disinterest in playing certain things, and they also feel some signs of fatigue and ill health. So this is also common in the pets. So they also feel lethargic at times. So this is not the first time when the question hour has been suspended. Question hour, as I said already, is the first 1 hour of proceeding when the opposition MPs can ask questions to the ruling parties. So this is not the first time when the question hour has been suspended, and this has happened earlier also. During emergency it has happened from 1975 to 1977. In 1962 also, in winter session, it has happened. And in 1971, during the 1970 war also, the daily schedule was changed. So presently also the question hour has been suspended, and there has been a lot of issues, and this has been done due to the threat of COVID-19, the spread that, if the session is longer, then the COVID-19 might spread among the parliamentarians. So therefore, the question hour has been suspended as of now for some time. The last piece of information is the famous British singer Sam Smith is back with his third album, which will be released on 30th of October. Now he's an Oscar-winning musician, so he's being followed by a large number of people, and so this album has been the much awaited album, and will be released. And his previously released albums were Dancing with a Stranger, Burna Boy. Now this the new album is known as Love Goes. Love Goes. So this album would be out by October 30th. So bye friends, see you in the next video.